Do you know what every one of these silver eagles have in common? They're counterfeit or fake. You've got one that's 1900 and it was actually worn and aged to make it look older. So we know silver eagles were 1986 to now, 2025, 2026 coming up soon. So we know that's not authentic right off the bat. None of these ping test correctly. They don't weigh correctly. I'm not going to show that, but it's a fact. They've been in my counterfeit box all year. They came in the shop this year. So the question is, are you buying fake proof and mint state, these right here, uncirculated, silver eagles and don't know it? That's an important question because there's a lot of people who are. This is only a fraction of what's walked into my shop this year. And with silver prices breaking the records and on the rise, there's going to be more and more and more. It is estimated China earns about $100 million a year on these counterfeit coins. That's gross sales. That's a lot of money. That's millions. And the fake market, the whole market for all fakes, whether it be purses, Rolexes, baseball cards, whatever it is, the hobbies, is $467 billion. That's a huge business. That's why it continues. People are buying them. That's why these videos are important. That's why I won't stop doing these videos, despite some people in the comments. We need to educate ourselves, learn what's fake and what's not, without needing some tester. Because you're not always going to be able to afford a Sigma. You're not always going to be able to ping a coin. You're not always going to be able to weigh a coin. A lot of people are buying these online. I'll give you a perfect example. But first, my name is Daniel, and you're watching Coin Help You. Thanks for watching my latest video. I have a mint error area of my website, a web page, and it's going to be the link in the description of this video. If you are interested in mint errors and learning about mint errors, please go to that. And I'll also have the help community. You can ask questions there. So it's going to be coinauctionshelp.com is where you want to go. And I have all kinds of information over there to help you out with your coins and your errors and the community to help you so you can ask questions. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. You know, a lot of people don't realize that people are not as knowledgeable as you are or as they are. That's something that we all struggle with when you're knowledgeable. You assume or you think people should just automatically know. I mean, like basically, are you just stupid? No, people are not stupid. They are ignorant. Okay, they don't know. They don't know what you know, so you have to teach them. Well, you don't have to talk down to them to do that either. You don't have to get grouchy with them to do that either. Not whenever you see this right here on eBay. I mean, go to eBay, type in Silver Eagles for sale. This is right at the top right here. 2025. 0.99 American Silver Eagle, a real image, but for $38.99. I don't have to tell you. Over here on Kitco and my website, our PortsmouthCoinShop.com, it's 51.43 or 55 ask. So it's 51.55. You are not going to buy an authentic Silver Eagle for less than that. Unless it's some special deal from JM Bullion or Money Metals or something like that. They will have sometimes deals at melt, sometimes a little bit less. It's called a loss leader. Anybody that's in business knows that sometimes you can use that to promote yourself and to create more sales. So this is an image of an authentic Silver Eagle. You're not getting an authentic Silver Eagle for $38.99. They're going to send you one of their fakes. This is something, and not only that, 148 feedback. This is something that eBay can eliminate. There's no excuse in this. You're not going to sell these for under melt. Okay, you can't afford to even get them. I can't buy them under melt. So anyway, let's take a look at a few things that let's take a look at some comparisons here to show you how to identify when you can't weigh them, when you can't ping them, when you can't use a Sigma or have an XRF. And by the way, I do recommend if you have silver eagles that you have a question about, please call around, find a refinery, find somebody, a dealer or whatever, that will test them for you. Take a look at a few of them for you. Here, right here, 56.35. That's about the going rate. Dealers are selling to each other anywhere from $1.25 over to $2.50 over. Right in between. Liberty's right here, right in between fakes, guaranteed. So here is the obverse, and we're just going to focus on the obverse here because you don't need to look at the reverse of these to know that they're fake. I mean, one side's not going to be real and the other side's going to be fake or counterfeit. That's not how it works. So I know that may sound a little demeaning to some people, but some people really don't understand this. They really don't. Anyway, when we're looking at these, it's just too obvious. Look at underneath the breast here. Okay. This is not the same design. It's just too obvious. Now, when you are looking at these, some people have bad eyesight, okay, and you're not seeing them magnified. I mean, these are magnified. I have a 4K monitor here, and I have high-resolution images that I took. So I took these myself. They're very large. So you can see details that you typically won't see with the naked eye. And I just showed you where there's some eBay listings, and those eBay listings are showing real coins for sale, but for too low of a price. So you're not always going to see what you're getting. So, I mean, I don't even really have to go into the details of this. You can just tell it's fake. Look at the T and the T here. I mean, it's just, and by the way, this is a contact mark. This is from the reeded edge of other coins. And then you don't have to see if it has the little counterfeit prevention. It's just not real. It's too obvious. Then we have a proof. And we can take a look closer. The first thing you should notice is that there's no W. There is not a proof out there that's had a struck through grease that's going to have that clean of a no we. And there's going to be something there. Also, the 2020 is reflective and reverse proof looking, whereas this is not. And then the same thing with the V75. But as you get closer and you start looking at the details, you can see the same thing. The design under the breast is different. The fingers are similar but different. They're more rounded. And the details in the hand, you see it versus this. You can tell that the finish is off and it's not real. Now, my recommendation is to buy these from a reputable dealer. Right now, it's probably not a good idea to buy a lot of this online if it's too good to be true. Because the problem is that once these videos get out there, once the information gets out there, these crooks, these counterfeiters, are just going to start putting the prices up higher. They're just going to, some of them are probably already doing that. So anyway, know your coin. I'll tell people this over and over and over, know your coins. It's not hard. It's not worth not getting into because you're afraid that there's too many counterfeits out there. These are too obvious. Most of them are obvious. The Morgan dollars and some of the trade dollars are better. Some of the gold is really, anything pre-33 gold, now those are very difficult to ID. That's where you might be a little scared, a little bit afraid. Because they'll test gold, they'll weigh gold, but they'll be counterfeit, especially your smaller. If you get a $20 gold piece, melt it down, you can make some fakes. But anyways, sticking with the silver eagles on this one. We'll talk about the gold ones another time. But anyway, thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.